and welcome to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. This really is the morning after the 5 assembly results, which saw the return of some regional chieftains to their fiefdom, which brought some good news for the BJP and some not so good news for the Congress. So today we are going to be discussing the national impact of these 5 state elections. With me for that I have Rajeev Chandrasekhar, Rajya Sabha MP and political commentator, Manish Tewari, former INB minister with the UPA and national spokesperson, and also Sambit Patra, national spokesperson BJP, and Dr. Sanjaya Baru, former editor and political analyst. Manish, I'm going to begin with you since you have the most explaining to do. What's gone wrong for the Congress? Now you're really, it's not just these elections, given the fact the last couple of years, you're now reduced to just about, 6 states?
Well, Priya, the short answer is that there's nothing which has gone wrong. The fact is that you are in a certain electoral cycle. And in that electoral cycle, after having ruled in Assam for 15 years, people of Assam wanted a change. And the BJP provided the alternative, and so therefore they have a government out there. In Kerala, the cyclical principle has been maintained. In fact, the LDF-UDF transfer every 5 years is what has logically played itself out.
But when there is a good governance, revolving door doesn't apply, like in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal.
Well, Kerala is a different kettle of fish. And in West Bengal, we are the second largest party today. The fact is that the Congress in West Bengal the Congress on its own has done better than expected. Tamil Nadu, yes. If you look at the vote percentages, the difference is 1.7%. AIDMK gets 41%, for 41.7%. The DMK Congress combined gets 40%. So therefore, there has not been a conversion into seats. So eventually, if you were to step back and say that, well, the Congress has been losing consistently, the fact is we lost Haryana after 10 years, we lost Maharashtra after 15 years. So therefore, there is an electoral cycle that we are going through. And in that electoral cycle, when it starts turning, you will catch it and come back.
I don't know, by this revolving door, actually that I'll ask Dr. Baru, for you also the BJP, all said and done, the Congress in all these 5 states is the main opposition party, whether in alliance or and so on. So you can't say they've really been written off as, the BJP has been claiming.
See, as far as Manish beginning his statement by saying that nothing has gone wrong, I would pray upon that such things happen in the future also. This election cycle continues and the spokespersons of Congress continue saying that nothing has gone wrong. That would be something right for the Bharatiya Janata Party. If they start thinking that, well, yes, something has gone wrong and we have to change, we have to mend our ways, that would be bad for a political party which is fighting them as an opponent. But secondly, if you want to rationalize your mistakes, well, go ahead and rationalize your mistakes. We all can, and good spokespersons like Manish, erudite lawyers like Manish can definitely...
I know, very difficult to beat a lawyer.
They can rationalize their mistakes in the best possible arithmetic manner with vote shares and all. But come to 2 or 3 important points. As far as BJP is concerned, after the election that we saw yesterday, without any arrogance, I would say, just as a onlooker and observer, that we have become truly national party now. We were supposed to be a national party right from the very beginning, but mostly the concept was we are the party which belongs to the cowland, to the North India, restricted to the North India. With our account now opening in Kerala, we making inroads into Tamil Nadu, we opening our gateways into the northeast of India, we have truly become a pan-Indian party. And as far as the Congress is concerned, the Congress had always boasted and was rightful in saying so, that they were the real pan-Indian party. I would, without any arrogance, today state that the position of Congress is as if it was a new regional. It's a new regional party today.
That's amazing.
It's not sarcasm. It is in reality, I say that. It's a new regional party. What happens in the future is something different. Manish said that we may catch up. We will catch up in an electoral cycle. I buy from this word catch up. You catch up when you have strong leaders. In yesteryears, you had Indira Gandhi, who was a strong leader. Every probability with a strong leader is you catch up with the cycle. But when you have a Rahul Gandhi, I doubt. When even Digvijay Singh is doubting, when Shashi Tharoor is doubting, we also can doubt. And I'm doubting.
I want to bring in your friend Digvijay Singh has advocated a strong surgery for the Congress.
My friend.
Your friend of sorts.
Well, I don't know what exactly he means by a surgery, but I've been an advocate of a surgery for a long time.
I know.
Of course, these elections, Manish has an intelligent explanation for the Congress party. The only thing I would disagree is that I think in Bengal and Tamil Nadu, the Congress expected to do better. And therefore, the fact that they are number one, I mean the second largest party is not adequate. I think the real issue for the Congress is a long-term issue. It's not about these elections. It's a party in secular decline. Since 1991, it's a party in secular decline. UPA was a
Secular decline, that's...
Yeah, UPA happened for a variety of reasons, including most importantly, because in my state of United Andhra Pradesh, there was a gentleman called Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy who delivered 30 seats to the party.
Right.
Today the Congress does not exist either in Andhra Pradesh or in Telangana. There's been a shrinking of the party. My own view for some time has been that the party has to reunite. I do seriously believe India needs a good second national party. I don't think we can have a situation that we've had in the past where there was only one Congress and a large number of small parties, regional parties, and today we have one BJP and a large number of regional parties. This is not good for the country because regional parties by definition tend to be sectarian, caste-based, narrow-minded, corrupt, etc., etc., etc.
Okay.
India needs, like any good democracy, two national parties. And the Congress must re-emerge as a national party. And I don't think under the present leadership it has the capability. By present leadership, I mean Rahul Gandhi, I don't think is in a position, we have seen for the last 10 years, I don't think he has the capacity to re-excite, rejuvenate, revitalize, reorganize and build from below a new Congress party.
So Digvijay Singh is saying surgery, he is saying transplant. Rajiv, would you agree?
No, look, I mean, I think again, with respect to Manish, the numbers on the ground reveal that this is more than a cyclical downturn for the Congress. This is not a commodities market. We are not talking about coal and iron ore pricing or crude pricing. This is really a significant pushback against the Congress. And if you look at, for example, Kerala, where there were 39 seats in the outgoing assembly, they've come from 39 to 22. Every other constituent of the UDF has almost retained its vote share and seat share. The Kerala Congress, Mani, the Indian Union Muslim League. So there is more to this than the business as usual response from the Congress. Now, whether they want to accept it or not, that's up to them. I mean, if they want to continue to live in denial, that's, like I said, like Sambit said, good for them and bad for the Congress. But I see what Sanjay is saying is there is some merit in the argument that the Congress is ceding the political space for the regional parties to occupy, and that may not necessarily be good in the long term leading up to 2019 in general political terms. But for me, the reason why the Congress is becoming so irrelevant is I really don't know what the Congress stands for anymore. In the last 2 years since the 2014 election, all I have seen the Congress do is, we don't like Narendra Modi, we don't like this government, and we will oppose it, oppose it, oppose it. Oppose it for what? Oppose it with what? Oppose it with what contra narrative?
But Rajiv, we can argue that the BJP itself has not been doing anything but opposing them, whether Augusta, whether National Herald.
But the problem is this argument starts being spotlit because the Congress is losing political ground and the BJP is expanding its political space.
Manish, I think I've lured you under false pretenses. This is fast getting to be a conversation on the
No,
Congress.
but I do not agree with any of these hypotheses.
Why? But a lot of charges, secular decline, new regional party.
In the sense, everybody is entitled to an opinion, but I am entitled to disagree with every opinion. And that's exactly what I'm trying to point out. You see, this whole hypothesis that the Congress has lost this election, yes, it is correct that we lost in 2 states. But to say that the BJP has won is completely incorrect. After, outside Assam, they have not even won 6 states in the remaining 5 states. So therefore, where is the great victory which they are claiming? In 1 state, they have taken it away from us, but in the remaining 5 states, what have they got? 6 seats. And let me complete. I recall in 2008 when they had won Karnataka. There was this great thing that the saffron sun has risen in the south. In the next election, we took it back from them. I recall doing that briefing in 2008, when they were tom-tomming their victory in Karnataka. Nothing came out of it. They were not able to expand to Andhra Pradesh. They were not able to expand to Telangana. They've been trying Kerala since donkey's years. I remember there used to be a Hindu Munani movement back in the 1985. So therefore, you see, as I was earlier pointing out, that this is an electoral cycle. And one thing, since I have a little more experience than Sambit on this, the one arrogance which spokesperson should desist from, and I'm talking from my experience. I remember doing a briefing calling the BJP a regional party of the Hindi heartland when they were confined only to Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. I don't think they had a presence outside that. And this was as far back or as late as 2010 or something. You see,
but in 6 years they made a difference.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They were at 2 seats in 1984 also. So therefore, the short point that I'm trying to make is that the electoral cycle in India is very dynamic.
I'll just take. Look, I mean, I absolutely agree with Manish that arrogance should never be allowed to be on the head. And I would say that no, I'm not arrogant, I'm being analytical over here. Because if Congress, I told Congress is a new regional because of the fact that only today, most of the newspapers headline is that the Congress rules 6% of Indian population, whereas BJP rules 47% of Indian population. This is analysis. This is not arrogance. And going by that definition, naturally
Serves,
Congress would
not
be the...
rules.
I mean, TK.
That's arrogance.
Let's not.
You're
Let's not.
quibbling over words, let him be.
That's a separate issue. We are the Sevak Dal, don't worry about that. But keeping the words aside, look, you rightly pointed out to the fact that there was a time when Bharatiya Janata Party was only 2 seats in the parliament. And it was a great journey from 2 seats to what we are today. But because of what? Because of the leaders like Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Lal Krishna Advani, Mr. Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, Rajnath Ji, Arun Jaitley, a whole constellation of leaders who made this journey possible. My only contention is, it's for your party to think, not for me to say, not for me to think. That's what Mr. Baru was saying. Who are the ones who are going to pull you up from where you are today to where you would be in this cyclical change, as you are pointing out? If you are banking on only one family, which you have the right to, as you rightly pointed out, you have your own rights. We are not snatching away your rights. We are not snatching away the Gandhi family's love from you. We are only saying, and that's what your leaders are saying, when Mr. Digvijay Singh wants a major surgery, I am a surgeon. What is a major surgery that you need? What is a major surgery? Changing a few general secretaries is major surgery, or a transplant, as pointed out by Priya Sahgal, is a major surgery. And what is transplant? You need to transplant the people who would pull you up from the position you are to a position where you expect Congress to be. And that's what you are, and you're supposed to. In fact, the spokesperson is supposed to have a shield around the Gandhis, and you're successfully doing it, and we want that to be done. Whatever we say, in a rhetoric mood, I would say that whatever we may say about Rahul Gandhi, please promote him. Don't leave him.
May I just rebut that straight off?
Quickly.
You see, Atal Bihari Vajpayee was Prime Minister in 2004. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was defeated by the Congress coalition. Mr. L.K. Advani was your prime ministerial candidate in 2009. He was demolished by the UPA in 2009. So therefore, the great leadership that you talk about is a leadership which has been demolished. And number 2, we'll mind our own business. We'll introspect. We'll see as to what we need to do. I think we can do without advice from the BJP on that. You have your task cut out for yourself. And as I was pointing out to you, let's wait 6 months. Assam is a very complex state. Some of the people that you've imported are going to become your nemesis and your Achilles heel.
Can I just come in on this? Because I think this is an important point. You see, this discussion going on in the last 24 hours about cyclical change and
Evolving
incumbency, anti-incumbency, what is it, yo-yo, you're in and you're out. But I think the real issue is, as Manish just correctly said, in 2004, Atal Bihari Vajpayee was defeated. Congress came to power. 2009, Manmohan Singh defeated L.K. Advani. The vote, as I've written in my book, was a vote for a second term for Dr. Manmohan Singh. What did the BJP do? They removed Mr. L.K. Advani and brought in Narendra Modi. Any normal democratic political party changes its leaders who fail. It's only in feudal families, feudal parties like Jayalalitha's AIDMK or Mulayam's Samajwadi Party. I mean, these are family-based parties where the leadership doesn't change, and it simply banks on anti-incumbency, this cycle. Now, Mr. Karunanidhi's family sit out for 5 years, come back after 5 years, sit out for 5 years, come back. But most normal political parties say, you lost the election, you retire. That is what Mr. Narendra Modi did to Mr. Advani. He said, please retire. Your generation has done its job. Now sit at home. There's a new generation. So my suggestion or advice to the Congress as a well-wisher, I come from a Congress family. My great-grand-uncle was a stenographer to Jawaharlal Nehru. My father was a member of the Youth Congress and was Quit India movement in Bombay. He was very much part of the Congress before he got into the civil service.
So you're also an insider as well as
I have a great admiration for the great party. But for heaven's sake, you cannot go forward with this leadership. That's the reality of the party. Successive elections for the last 10 years, Rahul Gandhi has not been able to bring the party to power anywhere. So therefore, I think there is a serious crisis for the party, and the time has come for really serious introspection for the Congress party in its own interest.
And it's ironic, Rajeev, at this point people are saying that we are going to actually promote Rahul Gandhi. I saw Surjewala's statement yesterday saying elevation may be sooner rather than later. So, I mean, they are rewarding him instead of...
No, look, like Manish correctly said, I don't think anyone of us have a locus to advise them on what they should do and who their leader should be. But, I mean, what we can do is really comment on what is happening.
Okay.
Look, I'm not a hardcore politician in the way that most people in Delhi are. But I think I've observed politics enough to know that you don't have to be a genius to figure out that the Congress is losing ground in terms of popular support. And it is not difficult to figure out why, because on one hand you will have a march that says protect constitutional values, and this is the same government that had section 66A in IT that infringed on freedom of expression. They were the same ones who targeted the CAG, a constitutional body, when the zero loss 2G scam. So there is a lot of contradiction, and then you do this photo op thing. You go selectively to some people homes when they are in some trouble. You don't go to another one. So the general perception is that you're using these little gimmicks as a replacement for deep, meaningful political ideology, deep, meaningful political discourse, and connect with the people. I, as a normal citizen, wouldn't connect with the Congress unless I have, like Sanjay says, some long history with the Congress, where my father was with the Congress and my grandfather was with the Congress, and therefore I am in some sense committed to the
most
Congress.
people have an emotional connect with the Congress
more
than
you look
the
at
BJP.
You look at a state like Kerala, for example, and Manish says BJP won only one seat. But look at the statistics of how the space is being expanded. The BJP has gone from 6% to 16% in terms of vote share expansion. The Congress is contracting. Now, this is not cyclical. This is fundamental. This is a structural change in the way relationships between citizens, voters, and political parties are evolving. To mistake this for some cyclical up and down is to believe that every political system in India is like Tamil Nadu, where you only have AIDMK or DMK. That is the case in Kerala. It was the UDF and the LDF. And people are saying, no, that's not enough. We don't want just these two 65-year-old options. We want a third option. And if the BJP comes in there with a credible option, we will give it the vote. Gimmicks don't cut it anymore. Just these sound bites don't cut it anymore. You have to go there and connect with something more meaningful.
And the same charge can be levied against Prime Minister Modi. Manish, I'm going to come back. We'll take a short break, but I'm going to come back to you so you can defend the indefensible, really. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break. Welcome back to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. Today we are meeting here to discuss the national impact of the assembly elections on the centre, but actually what we've ended up discussing is really what it means for the Congress party, and I'm going to really let Manish have the first word in this round also.
No, let me pick up from where Rajeev left off. You see, if you are talking in terms of vote shares, the fact is that since 1977, the Congress has not been in office in West Bengal. We went through a split in 1997 when Mamta left us. Today, the Congress-CPM alliance has put the Congress party, even in terms of vote share, in West Bengal in the second place. So therefore, you see, if anybody is trying to make the argument that there is, something which is structurally wrong with the Congress party, I do not buy it, because when I look at the Congress party from Jammu and Kashmir right down till Kerala, from Gujarat right down till the north, up the northeast. The Congress party is present everywhere. Yes, there could be a possibility.
But it's not ruling in any of these four states you mentioned.
No, so therefore, therefore,
Serving.
and until the last term, the Congress was actually serving in all these four states. So that's the short point that I'm trying to make to you. That look, electoral cycles are cyclic. You see, to extol that, we are talking about a Congress Mukt Bharat. I mean, we were never that arrogant. They had 2 seats in parliament. We never said Sang Mukt Bharat. So therefore, you see, there is a certain political reality. You want to shut your eyes to it. You want to become the ostrich, extolled for the time being. Please feel free to do that. But democracy and elections are not going to come to an end.
But Manish was saying that we were never so arrogant to give a denomination to the effect that RSS or BJP Mukt Bharat. You were the ones rather who chose to say democracy Mukt Bharat because you were the imposers of emergency. Compare Tarun Gogoi and Sonia Gandhi's politics. Tarun Gogoi in Assam, in fact, Manish used a word called as imported leader, probably for Hemanta Biswa Sharma, an imported leader from Congress. You know why this imported leader thing took place? I believe probably as per the media reports, Mr. Gogoi wanted to project his son, Gaurav Gogoi. It was a dynasty playing out there. Over here, Sonia Gandhi, despite the fact that the whole world knows of the truth, she wants to project only one, that is the son, Rahul Gandhi. I maintained yesterday, if any party, if any institution, if any organization, if any country wants to have the real sunrise, S-U-N, sunrise, then they have to see to it that it is no demerited S-O-N sunrise.
Before you go to Sanjay, let me 2 quick rebuttals. He raised emergency, but he forgot to very conveniently mention that the lady who imposed the emergency was decisively voted back to power in 1980 by the same people. He talked about dynasts and sunrises and stuff like that. Well, I can point out ad nauseum to that gentleman who's Dhumal's son, who's going to become the BCCI president. You've never seen this kind of centralization of power and the complete demolition of the transaction of business rules of government. You have a situation whereby the appointments committee of the cabinet is only one man today, and the home minister of the country, who's supposed to be the second most important man, only sees the files on the way back. So what kind of democracy are we talking about?
This is my next debate now. We're going to be debating this next week.
I read a line from Sanjaya Baru's book where I believe you wrote as to how after 6 p.m. Pulak Chatterjee used to pull all files from Manmohan Singh and used to rush to 10 Janpat. Am I right?
Well, that is Sanjay's opinion.
You finished reading the book.
But Dr. Baru, we've talked about the Congress leadership, but Manish has brought in the BJP leadership also. They've won Assam very well. But just if we had this debate 2 days earlier, we would have been talking about the Bihar debacle, Delhi debacle. So it's not that the BJP is really in a good position itself.
I do think that the BJP in the last 5 years has demonstrated the capacity to rejuvenate itself.
Yes.
It's not easy. What Mr. Modi did to his party was a necessary purging of people who thought that now, hereditary politics was coming into BJP. Mr. Advani's daughter thought, she was the next leader of the party, and the way in which that family was behaving. So there was an element of perpetuation of a Delhi elite, which had to end for provincial leaders to find their space. I do think the Congress also needs to go through that process.
Rajeev, quickly, the last.
No, I'm just picking up from what Sanjay is saying. I think he's touched on an important point, which is that to me, and I say I'm consistent through this whole program, that the Congress represents very old, jaded political opportunism, and I'm sorry to be so blunt, but of the 75-year-old kind. I mean, we are talking, every point about the Congress goes back to 71, 77, 75, 74. Nobody wants to talk about the Congress in the last 5 years. And we are living in the today, we are living in the tomorrow, we are living for the tomorrow. And the BJP has, in the last 5 years, done what Sanjay says, completely reinvented itself. It talks governance, it talks development. You look at Kerala, for example, where I spent a lot of time for this campaign. The BJP's campaign was about development and equitable opportunities for all. And it is, strangely enough, the Congress that kept going to town saying, fear-mongering, minorities should never vote for the BJP.
Insofar as scaremongering of the minorities is concerned, the Congress does not need to do that. This government does the job.
I know Sambit will want to retort, but I'm going to really call it a day. But thank you for watching this edition of Roundtable. We'll see you again, same time next week. you.